Hello and welcome to our very first episode in the middle of the pandemic. So welcome to the DA Lifestyle. For this episode, we will explain to you kung paano ba talaga nagsa-start ang Suzuki every wagon or Suzuki every van from this to this. So here, pupunta po tayo sa mga knockdown units natin. So ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng knockdown units? Knockdown units, yun yung mga units natin pagkagaling from container, from Japan, container, then drop to the Philippines. So, let's check it out. So as you can see po, kaka-unload lang kanina. So ito po yung mga knockdown units natin. So piece by piece po yan, galing Japan, then ina-assemble. So let's go to our assembly. So a unit starts with this, a knockdown unit. Now, as you can see, the company itself, they're very strict na hindi putulin sa chassis kasi ang ibang ginagawa nila sa chassis pumuputol. So as for this one, ang putol natin is dito and hindi affected ang chassis. So the chassis stability of from the manufacturer spec is still there. So ito kaka-unload lang nito kanina. So this is what they call tilling. As you can see, yung ganito po. So this is what they call tilling para temporarily ma-connect ang shell ng vehicle. So everything is intact, the engine is intact, the original spec JDM right-hand drive configuration. So it all starts from this. This is basically step 1. Now let's go to the conversion. So here we are with Makoy, one of the converters dito sa yard. So sir, paano ba nagsisimula ang conversion?
Ang conversion mag-una ginasakwan sa pagbungkag ko kanang dashboard. Kung nag-dashboard, pakita na ko.
Okay lang.
Sunod bungkag ibali na siya ang kuan manubila. Manubila tapos kumasa manubila, pakita yon sikan nga kuan, pakita ang tawag. Mora may kuan sa conversion. Mora may process sa conversion ug sa dashboard, lain naman po mo dashboard.
Yeah, unsa man ang ginaingon sa uban daw na basta converted daw delikado. Wala ba tay ginaputol ana?
Wala tay ginaputol ana. Wala man nato ginahilaptan ng steering ana. Ginaputangan na tugban, duha ka bagi-bagi. Pero kung ang steering gani may lapdan kana mo delikado.
Yeah, unsa tong ginaingon nila na putlon daw ang rack end?
Ay wala dili na tinod. Dili na tinod lang ang rack end. Mas liko nang duha ka bagi-bagi kay putan duha ka bagi-bagi.
Okay, salamat kayo. So, that was Makoy, one of the lead converters dito sa yard. This is what I meant nung sinabi ko secondary gearbox. Merong secondary gearbox na in place to connect to the original attachment point ng right-hand drive. So, it keeps the original spec right-hand drive layout as you can see. So, ang ginagamit ng conversion kit is still the original right-hand drive mechanism. Wala tayong putol na ginagawa. Ang ginagawa lang natin is dudugtungan natin ang secondary gearing para maging left-hand drive. That way, the vehicle is safer, the conversion is safer, walang chances na mapuputol. Another tip for future buyers of surplus vehicles, always do check if rack end ba yung nabili nyo, yun yung previous way of doing it, or secondary gearing. Secondary gearing is it's a little more expensive, but it's way more safer. Let's move on. So here we are at the painting area. So here we are with Sir Jun, one of the lead painters ng area. So Sir Jun, paano ba nagsa-start ang painting process?
So una, magkwanta, sander sa mga agis sa mga weldingan, mga taya-taya, ana. Then paghuman, liha, sanding paper. Pag mag-sanding, ugasan, sabunan, kaya na mga oil ana. Then pag humana po, trapuhan na po na itong thinner. Pag humana itong thinner, primer. Pag humag primer, check na sa mga katong gipang sandiran pang masilyahan. Then pag humana po sanding, kung magsanding 80 nga number, dayon 120, 240. Pag humana po sa 240, primer na po. Pag humana po primer, wala po ta kanang check up. Pag humana check up, undercoat na. First coating. Pag humag first coating, tanaw na to na yung mga gas sa mga sanding sa liha. Ato na po ang check upon itong pangalan nga pati. Pag humana po check up, primer na po. Dayon, ato nang gipang check up mo na to primeran lang. Then color. Pag humana po color, liha na po ta sa 400. Pag humana sa 400, ready to finish, blast tag kuan mga 6 coating, then blast na po sa 2 coating, 8 coating na. Dayon, top coat. Top coat, ang top coat na to gina-apply na ko mga 5 to 6 coating.
Oh, tigana din ako. Tigana din ako. Coating, sir, no?
Para sa kay para
ano importante jud na matarong matukot ang unit, sir.
Importante gid siya kay moabot man gud ang kuan kanang uban gud kay mo usahay di nato matarong ug kanang kuan kan mga taya-taya gid sa kilid-kilid. Usahay na mga kuan pa gid sa steel brass gud kay para makuha gid tong mga taya-taya.
Ang taya na gamay mo dako man na, sir.
Mo dako. Magburot. Mo na to isus nga uy dali ara ba ni bulok ka. Di makuha ta sa customer na.
So here at Ikemen Japan Surplus, talagang pulido ang mga units. As what sir stated, hindi ko na nga nakabisado kung ilang coating yun. Rest assured, all units are painted really well para walang corrosion, walang rust. So for this one, Ikemen Japan Surplus is very, very proud to show to us na isa sila sa mga nakapagpa-import ng latest Suzuki Every from Japan. Introducing the DA17 model. So this is the Suzuki Every van type. This is the van type version. DA17V is the chassis code. So just like the DA64 series, may dalawa yan. DA64V, which is the van type for the DA64 series, and the DA64W Wagon. Isa yun sa mga pinakasikat so far. So, isa sila sa mga unang nagdala ng pinaka-latest till now. Hanggang ngayon, ito yung ginagamit sa Japan. DA17V. Let's check it out. So this particular spec is still JDM right-hand drive spec. As you can see, it's not yet converted. So this is the interior of the DA17V. One of the major differences niya from the DA64 series is first the dashboard, the center panels. You can see the climate control switches is already different. Anyway, so for the DA17V, ano ba major differences niya from the DA64 series? So the DA64 series, it uses the engine for over 10 years already, the K6A variant. Now for the DA17, pinalitan na nila. I'll show you. So, 2 latches would be below the seat, just like your typical Hi-Ace. So the DA17V has an RO6A for its engine. Ang kagandahan ng makina na to, napakabako, so very fuel efficient. Now, for the K6A variant, for the non-turbo type, you'll usually get a fuel consumption of 12 to 14 kilometers per liter. This engine can reach up to 18 kilometers per liter. So napakatipid nito. But it's still the same. Just like since this is a K car now, since K car regulations require the vehicle to have a maximum of 660cc displacement, so this vehicle still has the same old 660cc displacement. Just new engine and perhaps The magical hands from Suzuki work their way again. Ikemen Japan Surplus is very generous to lend us one of their finished vehicles. So this is a DA64B. Ito yung tinatawag nilang transformer van. This particular variant is a 4x4 equipped with 14-inch wheels. Sorry, medyo magulo for all the camera equipment and such. But it features a fully upholstered leather seats, as you can see. Cargo space is no problem at all. Let me show you the cockpit. So they even gave me a copy of the service manual for this particular vehicle. So it features custom color interior. This particular interior was painted in beige and dark brown combination. So fully upholstered seats, touchscreen unit with reverse backing camera, and the toggle type 4-wheel drive system. So let's take it out for a spin. So how it drives, steering is quite good. I'm quite surprised. I had an initial thought na basta surplus vehicle, matigas dapat. But for this kind of conversion, which really reflects the conversion of Ikemen, as you can see, effortless ang steering. Ang ganda ng pagkagawa. The dashboard finish is also really good. So chassis wise, pretty good. It's a little firm. Well, since these vehicles are made na kargahan, they're made for cargo. Actually in Japan, mga sasakyan na to, ginagamit talaga tong company vehicles. Yung iba, kaya nga minsan tawag nito sa Japan post van. Ginagamit pang cargo delivery. Kumbaga, kasi yun nga, di ba, sa Japan, ang mga roads doon maliliit, parking spaces kakaunti lang kasi yun nga ang daming sasakyan doon. So sikat na mga ganito, mga K vehicles sa mga streets sa Japan. So this may be a K car. So by K meaning maliit. Pero if you look at the space sa loob, visibility wise, visibility is also really good. Para kang nasa aquarium. So, K ako ng K. Ano nga ba ang K? K cars, it's basically a regulation for car manufacturers to create small displacement vehicles kasi during the post-World War, specifically 1949, most people wala silang enough income to buy a full-size car. Mostly, what they can afford is a motorcycle. So, to entice people and to generate enough money for the car industry, kasi since wala nang bumibili, the government enticed manufacturers to create small, cheap vehicles for low-income families to buy. There came the 350cc era during 1949 to the 1970s. Moving on from 1970 to 1990, they changed the regulation to 550cc. So, medyo nagbago na. In-increase na nila ng kaunti yung engine size for the vehicle. Then, 1990 to present, they changed it to the 660cc. So, ano ba talagang benefits of buying a K car? Well, if you live in Japan, you'd get to enjoy low registration fees for the vehicle, tax exemptions, and since in Japan, they have a regulation that you need to have a sole parking space to your vehicle, a legitimate parking space is no longer required if you ever buy a K car. Since it's so small, you can basically park it anywhere. And other than that, I think ang pinaka-usable benefit nito, especially to us here in the Philippines, is it's very economical. Since it's only a 600cc vehicle, expect that fuel economy is really good. Now, back to the vehicle. So I think if you're familiar kung nanood kayo na Initial D, yung Suzuki Cappuccino na nakalaban ni Takumi. And would you believe that this shares the same engine with the Suzuki Cappuccino? Now, bakit mahina to yung Suzuki Cappuccino kahit paano matulin yun? Well, weight ratio, this is a really big van, so medyo may kabigatan siya. Also, the engine, the Suzuki Cappuccino uses a turbocharged K6A, same with the Suzuki Every Wagon, which you will see in another video. But this is not bad. This is really not bad with the 12 to 14 kilometers per liter fuel consumption. It's really not bad. The Wagon enjoys city 10 kilometers per liter up to 12 kilometers per liter. So may konting difference talaga ang turbo variants sa non-turbo variants. So anyway, to show you the power of this vehicle, yung pupuntahan natin para sa challenge, and so we can also test the 4x4 capability. May river crossing tayong dadaanan. And this place is also uphill. So yun nga, diba, yung sinasabi nila, 660cc is underpowered, mahina yan, di yan pwede pangakyatan, big no. Pwede to umakyat. So, enjoy the rest of our trip. So, on the way sa rest house ng friend natin, may river tayong dadaanan. So, try natin kung kaya to ng DA 4x4. Try natin kung kaya yung challenge na to. Let's try to cross the river. So, first 4x4 engage, 4x4 is engaged, 4x4 indicator. Let's try. Kayang-kaya. Sa kanilang farmhouse. So, medyo madulas talaga yung terrain papunta sa kanila. Medyo makulimlim. So gamit itong ating Suzuki Every Van 4x4, matapos sungin ng ilog, ay nakarating din tayo sa kanilang farmhouse. Dito makikita ang hektar-hektaryang kakawan. Dito nakilala ko rin si Sir Chris, manager ng farm.
Si Jay, kaibigan po ni Gio.
Welcome kayo dito sa farm namin. Bali mabuti, nakaabot yung unit mo dito.
Opo sir, medyo pahirapan lang. Nakita ko din, meron din silang service vehicle. Yung lumang Suzuki Carry.
Pansin ko sir, may ano din kayo, may multicab din kayo na ano.
Bali ito yung multicab namin na pinapagamit namin sa mga trabahante namin.
Mga ilang hektarya ba tong ano nyo sir?
Siguro estimate ko sobra ng 2 hectares. Siguro mahigit.
So nagkausap na sandali, nagpalamig, in-enjoy ang view. Sa kanya kong inayang magmerienda.
Bale mga ka-DA, ito sinerve na yung food. So bale Sir Chris, ano po ba to?
Bali meron tayong ano dito, suman moron, tsaka mainit-init na tsokolate.
Okay. So yun, food trip po na tayo. And konting ikot-ikot siguro. And we'll be back on the road. Ba muna natin Sir Chris. And we'll be on our way home. Thank you ulit sir.
Hindi, maraming salamat.
Nakalibre pa. Thank you. So yun, that will be the last part of our day. Siguro pag uwi natin, pakarwash siguro natin to. Merong Grand EP yung Suzuki Transformers Club. One of the head admin, si Sir Anton, in-invite din niya ako to go there and bring this unit there and feature their vehicles. We'll see them tomorrow and we'll check out their units, test drive siguro natin yung iba. Kausap tayo ng mga owners din ng mga ganitong klaseng sasakyan. So stay tuned. This will be the end of day 1 of 2.